As you can see above me, we have a roof up here. It is awesome. It's sturdy. It's everything I want it to be. So the next thing we gotta do is get the roof in the right position. Right now it's just clamped in there. I'm gonna use shims to shim in the right spot. Then I'll take hard measurements and get the linkages done. Once the linkages are done, we'll be in the final stretch. I'll be getting dimensions for skinning it. When that gets ordered, I'll then go back and figure out clamping. And final stretch. So this is what I figured out. 1.5 inches in the front, 1 inch on either side, 2 inches back. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a 1.5 inch shim, 2 1 inch shims, and a 2 inch shim out of some wooden block I have. And I'll fix them in, clamp the stuff to it so it's all in the right spot. Then after that, I need to then raise it up a 1/2 inch. So I'll make another couple 1/2 inch shims also. So our blocks are now in. So I'm shimmed up a 1/2 inch. I'm blocked in 1 inch over here, blocked in 1.5 inches in the front, 1 inch in the side, and 2 inches in the rear. So this is blocked in the proper spot now. Now I get dimensions, get my linkages right. This is going to take a lot of work because it has to be halfway point. If it's not halfway point, it's not going to close correct, not going to open correct. One of the critical points here is getting this linkage correct. So this is my next step. So I was about to do the hinges, and I had a change of heart, mostly because of this one reason. My whole 200-something pound roof, empty, about a boat on it, 70 pounds, without solar panels, which adds weight, without rain, snow, ice, whatever gets put on top, wood, who knows, right? It'll be held up by, effectively, 8 of these little quarter, number 8 screws. I decided that that's not a smart idea, because this is going to go to a piece of flat bar as my linkage. So it'd be this and 4 strips of flat bar, because I need to have some amount of clearance between my side wall and my roof so I can have the pivot point. It was brought up to my attention that why don't you try slides? It's like, I don't really want to try slides, mostly because I already had this idea in my head. This idea was wrong. This is wrong. So this is what we're going to do. Ordered slides the right size. This is some leftover from a laser table project I made. So this is going to go on the roof, and the roof is down, right? So this is on the bottom of the roof, and what happens as the wall comes up, it just slides on the wall and comes down. So I'll have 4 of these, 2 on either side. These are they're pretty good. They're not like super machine tolerant. I got these on Amazon. You can get 1.5 meters times 2 for like $112. It sounds like a lot, but if you go to the real machinist places, they're like, hey, $1,000, because it's within nets, ass of a net's ass accurate. I don't need to go to 7 zeros. I just need this to be straight, straight-ish. This is super sturdy. I mean, this is nice thick steel. I think it's hardened even. I did try to drill a hole in the top of one of these. I'll tell you that in a second. That's the project I'm doing today. Originally I was going to drill a hole right through the top, a little 1/4-20 hole, put a knobbed screw, a knobbed screw in it. So what'll happen is I'll have one of these sitting here. So as this comes up, nothing's stopping from falling back down. So this would come up. Then I have another one I'd follow behind to where it stops, and then put a 1/4-20 bolt. Basically put friction on this, just directly in. Well, I didn't realize, I figured they were hard, but these are like high-speed steel or really hardened metal, because I put this on the mill yesterday expecting to put a hole in it, and I put a little itty-bitty notch. And I was worried about melting my bit before I got any distance. So today, I'm going to make a plate. And this plate, unlike my original plan of this being 2 pieces, the plate will go on the actual pivot point. So the next thing you're going to ask is, okay, how does this thing pivot? Well, on the wall itself, I'm going to put 2 tie rod ends, quarter 20 tie rod ends. Doesn't sound like much. Each one's rated to 1,200 pounds. So each side will have 2,400 pounds of just anchor point. On the other side, I'm going to mill out a receiver block. So I'll have a eye on one side and basically imagine a bearing pillow block minus the bearing, because this thing isn't going to be spinning at super high speed. It's going to pivot up, pivot down, and so that's all it needs. So in between that, I'm going to put a piece of 1/8 inch plate that'll come out past. It'll have a threaded hole for a quarter 20 bolt, which is also on order. So I'm trying to get some forward progress on this thing before all my parts come. I don't want to be sitting here just twiddling my thumbs playing video games today. Kind of where spent maybe 2 hours playing video games this morning, which is nice. I mean, it's end of the week, end of my vacation week. Then I get to have weekend, which is more time off, which would be more spent on this. I'm still looking for gas too. Still a gas shortage. So hopefully today I'll get another bottle of argon so I can actually weld up some more stuff. So before doing this, I'm going to have to weld a couple more supports on the roof. Let me pivot you guys over there so you can see. Okay, you can see. I can't put it on the very far edge right here because there's not enough room. So I'm going to line it up with this beam here and add another beam going down on both sides. This is going to be a 1x1 square tube. You guys can see the far side. Down here, I already have 2 rails. So I'm just going to use those 2 existing rails. I made that wide up so I can fit my vent in, but I'll put the guide rails right there also.